They were born with fire in their eyes, but they died with ashes in their soul. Not because they lacked talent, not because life was unfair, but because they never moved. They waited, waited for clarity, waited for permission, waited until the storm passed, not realizing the storm was unclaimed, untamed, and unfinished. Look around. The cemeteries are filled with books never written, inventions never built, speeches never spoken, businesses never launched. You won't find tombstones that say, "Here lies a soul who almost lived." But that's what most of them are. Potential is the seed, but purpose, that's the tree. And the tragedy is, most never plant it. They stare at the soil and pray for a forest, but refuse to pick up the shovel. You weren't born to fit in. You weren't born to exist in the gray, nod politely and die safely. You were born to carve your vision into reality like fire into stone, like Edison burning through 10,000 failures just to find one filament that worked. Like Carnegie, who went from a dirt-poor factory boy to one of the richest minds in history. Not because he had money, but because he had direction. They weren't chasing comfort. They were chasing clarity. And that's where most get lost in the fog of someday. They confuse movement with progress. They stay busy, but not aligned. They chase applause, not meaning. They ask the world what they should do, instead of asking their own damn soul. See, purpose doesn't knock politely. It burns in silence. It whispers in your discomfort. It screams every time you betray your own greatness by shrinking to fit into mediocrity. Mindset is a furnace. It's the difference between a man who bends the world to his will and one who's bent by it. You think Ford built the Model T because it was easy? No. He was ridiculed, dismissed, doubted. They said horses were faster. He didn't care. Because when your belief is bigger than their doubt, you become unstoppable. Belief isn't just a feeling. It's a force. It's the root system beneath every empire ever built. Without it, purpose rots. With it, even impossible bows down. But belief alone is not enough. You need clarity. You need a vision so vivid it haunts you. It should wake you up in cold sweats. It should follow you in traffic, in silence, in your dreams. Clarity isn't a luxury. It's the engine. Without it, you become a drifting vessel in a stormy sea, full of power, going nowhere. And yet, we worship distraction. We call it being informed, being connected. But the truth is, most are addicted to avoidance. Avoiding the mirror, avoiding the truth, avoiding the responsibility that, yes, you were meant for something more, and that more doesn't arrive by accident. Purpose doesn't find you. You build it, brick by painful brick. And the foundation is discipline. Discipline is not a punishment. It is liberation. It is the act of choosing your highest self over your current mood. It is saying, "I will not let the child in me make decisions meant for a king." When Roosevelt said, "Do what you can with what you have where you are," he wasn't speaking to the rich. He was speaking to the willing. Discipline turns the poor into powerful, turns pain into precision, turns average into immortal. But it starts with vow, a private decision that no one hears but the universe never forgets. You say, "I will no longer betray my own calling for the comfort of the crowd. I will no longer measure myself by the rules of people who never dared to build anything." Because action is the ink of destiny. It writes your story whether you're ready or not. And every time you delay, every time you choose comfort, you hand the pen to someone else. A boss, a critic, a society that profits from your silence. You must demand your greatness. Not once, every single day. You must demand your greatness. Not once, every single day. Because the world doesn't owe you a stage. It owes you nothing. You carve your space through fire, through failure, through relentless forward motion. Disney was told he lacked imagination. Oprah was fired for being too emotional. Lincoln lost more elections than he won until he became the most iconic leader in American history. Their greatness wasn't given. It was forged in the fires of rejection, of doubt, of being told you're not enough and answering with "watch me." See, your life is not a rehearsal. You don't get to run it back. The clock doesn't pause for your excuses. Time is not patient. It is merciless, and it will bury your dreams if you don't rise now. Every day you wait to start, someone else starts without you. Every time you hesitate, someone else builds. There is no neutral in this game. You are either creating or decaying, and most decay with a smile, because it's easy to laugh, easy to blend in, easy to say, maybe tomorrow. But tomorrow is the most dangerous drug on earth. It kills more dreams than failure ever could. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful. It's about recognizing what you've been given, breath, mind, strength, and using it. Gratitude without action is just guilt in disguise. You were given gifts not to admire them, but to deliver them, to create value, to lead, to become what you were meant to become, not what you were told to become. Adaptability is your survival skill. The world will change. The economy will shift. People will leave. Trends will come and go. And in the middle of that storm, you must be the constant, not because the path is clear, but because your purpose is. Resilience isn't built when things are easy. It's sculpted when everything goes wrong and you move anyway. When the door slams and you build a new one. When you lose what you thought mattered and discover what actually does. Growth hurts, but stagnation is a slow death. Most people choose the pain they already know. They pick their current prison over the unknown freedom of change. But freedom doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It comes wrapped in courage. And learning, that's your edge. The moment you think you know enough, you're already falling behind. Read, fail, ask, stretch, refine, repeat. Don't just consume information, become it. Turn ideas into action. Turn wisdom into results. You want to live with purpose? Then start by killing the old version of you, the one that settles, the one that waits, the one that bows a fear. That version is not you. It's a mask you were given, and it's time to burn it. Because purpose doesn't beg for your attention. It demands your life. And if you don't give it, you'll feel it in the pit of your stomach every time you say, I'm fine, and you know you're not. In the mirror at midnight when you wonder, is this all there is? In the quiet ache behind your smile when you see others rise. And you know you could have too, if you had just moved. But here's the truth most won't tell you. It's not too late. Not for you. Not now. You are still breathing. And while you breathe, you have the power to begin again. Not just with your actions, but with your identity. You are not your failures. You are not your fear. You are not the voices that told you to shrink. You are potential waiting to become power. You are purpose waiting to be claimed. You are fire waiting for the spark of decision. And today, that spark is yours. Then listen closely, because this is the part where most people turn away. This is the part where your mind starts whispering, maybe later, where your past pulls you back with chains of doubt. But this moment, this very moment, is where the old life ends and the real one begins. Purpose is not a job. It's not a title, not a role, not a dollar amount. Purpose is when your existence collides with impact, when what you do becomes inseparable from who you are. It's when your actions echo beyond your life. And most never touch it, because purpose demands everything. It doesn't take what you're willing to give. It takes what you're afraid to lose. You want greatness? Then sacrifice the version of you that was comfortable being average. Sacrifice your excuses, your distractions, your addiction to approval. No one ever became immortal by being liked. They became immortal by being relentless. So make the decision, not tomorrow, now, that from this moment forward, you will no longer wait to be chosen. You will no longer hope for permission. You are the permission. You are the storm they never saw coming. You are the revolution in the mirror. You are the rare soul who says, I will not die with potential. I will die empty, because I will give this world every ounce of fire I was born with. You will stumble. You will fail. You will fall. But you will rise louder than you fall. And when they ask how you kept going, when they ask how you endured, how you created, how you became more than what the world expected, you'll look them in the eye and say, because I refuse to leave this world with my music still inside me. Most people die with potential because they live life waiting. But you will live with purpose because you chose to rise. You chose to build. You chose to become. And that choice, that fire, that's what turns a name into a legacy. That's what makes history. Now go. Write yours.